more accountable for better play.
Shot clock winding down. Paul George goes inside, blocked by Porzingis, but a whistle and a foul. And a technical foul's been handed out. Jim Hardaway signaling for a challenge.
That was foul number 6.
Looks like a good block.
His second, team fourth, technical foul number 6, Kristaps Porzingis.
Did hit him on the right arm.
That's a good block.
I agree.
And if you challenge it, do they take the technical point off too?
No.
Because if it's a terrible call and it gets overturned,
I know you've
which
always
causes
wanted,
this,
I know you've always
why would you give them? I mean, they're not going to challenge, although.
I just think, especially in a playoff game, and we saw it earlier, you know, immediate reaction, you pump, you just, as long as it's not a continuing.
Porzingis set the screen.
Carrying violation.
Some extra words after the play. Morris and Doncic. Porzingis getting in the way, and there's some shoves. Patrick Beverley getting involved. And quickly, coaches come out on the floor to get their players out of the scrum.
Plays under review for altercation.
So that's what Doncic took exception to after the whistle. Morris grabbing him, and then they start having some words. Just some shoves, nothing really.
Game.
Here's Kane Fitzgerald.
Double technical fouls. Porzingis and Morris. That's Porzingis' second. He's been ejected.
Wow.
After reviewing the video replay, the room on the floor.
Forgot that he got one, remember, because he punched that air. So Porzingis has been out of the game. That's an automatic ejection.
You know, and he had 2 weak technical fouls.
Yep.
I hate ejections in the playoffs like that. I just think it's.
The second one, automatic. And again, the reason he got it is because the situation was between Doncic and Morris, and he came in as a third party, and that's why he was part of it, and then Morris with the shove.
See, it used to be that officiating had more license for common sense, and to me, that is nothing.
Yeah.
That is nothing. You're not ejected for that.
I agree.
That's why I said.
That's nonsense stuff.
That's why I said technical with Morris for the shove. Other than that, I didn't see anything else.
Although even that one, I liked the emotion that Porzingis showed. He thought it was a good block. I just think a technical foul as Doncic with a charge.
Offensive foul.
I just think a technical foul, particularly an ejection technical foul, should be a last resort.
This is the first one.
And that's a good block.
Right. So it's just, all right, it's a quick reaction, and then he lets it go after that.
That's not a technical foul.
I agree.
Porzingis, automatic ejection, 2 technical fouls. This was one in the first half after he thought he had a block. He pumped his fist, and that was technical number 1. Here's the second one for getting involved in the Morris-Doncic. That was double the technicals on Porzingis and Morris. Only the first on Morris, but 2 on Porzingis, so he was ejected from the game. Let's bring in our referee expert, Steve Javy. And Steve, you have some thoughts on whether or not he should have been ejected there.
I do, Mike, and I really believe the officials did make the correct call here. Believe me, they know that he had a technical foul already, and the one thing they're trying to do is prevent the ejection. He came into this situation here in this altercation not as a peacemaker at all. He actually escalated the situation and has to be held responsible for his actions. Players know when they have a technical foul, they should know that anything that happens afterwards, they're ejected with another technical foul. I truly believe that if he didn't come in as an escalator, there would have been no technical fouls whatsoever in that situation.
Steve, understand that part, because you don't want something to be escalated. But the first technical, and I know the punch throw of an objection to a call, but it is the playoffs. It's just emotional. For a guy to throw a punch like that and then move on after that, why penalize there?
Yeah, it's a standard of decorum that the league, has put out there and said that's an automatic throwing a punch or waving a hand in disgust at an official for a call is an automatic technical foul. Players know this, and they should have to be, held responsible for their actions, as I'm saying. So that's an automatic technical foul. It's very different than if somebody maybe jumped up and down a little bit or took a couple running steps in disagreement, and then it diffuses. That's another way that that's fine. But in this situation, both the Paul George technical foul and the Porzingis technical foul in the first half of waving the hand and all were correct calls.
Guys?
My problem is, you say it's a standard, Steve, but we're fans of the game. I watch every single night during the course of the year. I've seen guys win a championship. I'll play all year long and do that same type of action and not get technical fouls. So it's not consistent when you talk about the standard being upheld.
Well, Mark, and I agree. If the standard is not upheld by an official who doesn't call a technical foul, that official will be called on the carpet by the league and by his boss if he doesn't uphold those standards.
Challenged by Dallas.
All right, Steve, thanks so much for the input. Meanwhile, that